3 blood moons are coming this year that are all appearing around major days on the Hebrew calendar. Now, before we get started with the article, I want to just a quick note. Number one, or a couple of quick notes. Number one, I'm not going to try to convince you one way or the other about the significance of blood moons as they pertain to the Jewish calendar. There are great analyses that point to in both directions, that they mean something or that they don't mean anything. I'm not here to analyze that. It's above my pay grade because, again, we've seen some people who are much better biblical scholars than me who have used tetrads, which are 4 consecutive blood moons, use tetrads as warnings, signs, because they've looked in the past, they've seen that tetrads generally surround something, some major event, usually almost always as it pertains to the Jewish people, and they say, something's coming. But oftentimes they don't. I think it was 2015 or 2016 when the last tetrad occurred, and we didn't see much. Maybe you might say history will look back and say, that was the rise of Donald Trump, and of course that meant something, and it meant something to the Jewish people, it meant something to everybody. Maybe that was the case. I don't know. I don't even remember when the last tetrad was. But with that said, my focus is on trying to be a better Bible scholar, a better Bible reader, a better servant of God, a better worshiper of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And whether the tetrads are coming, the blood moons are coming, whether they don't come at all, doesn't change my life. I don't go and join any cults. But it is interesting, and it should be noted as news because it really is. This particular piece of news comes to us from endtimesheadlines.org. It reads, throughout history, celestial phenomena have fascinated humanity, often viewed as signs of divine communication. Among these phenomena, the blood moon, a total lunar eclipse in which the moon takes on a reddish hue, has captured significant attention. Within Jewish and Christian traditions, many rabbis and scholars have linked blood moons falling on Jewish feast days to significant events in Jewish history and as harbingers of divine intervention or major shifts in world events. When these blood moons coincide with Jewish feast days, many consider them significant, often pointing to biblical passages such as the aforementioned Joel 2:31, "The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." Sounds pretty ominous to me. This is why we pay attention. But again, I'm not telling you to go do anything. If you want to make changes by being a better Christian, a better servant. Don't make changes because you think the blood moons are coming. When blood moons fall on these dates, some rabbis and scholars interpret them as divine messages signaling significant events related to the Jewish people or the world. Proponents of the blood moon prophecy point to patterns in history where tetrads, which are 4 consecutive blood moons, coincide with Jewish feast days and monumental events. In the 15th century, a tetrad occurred shortly after the expulsion of the Jews from Spain in 1492. 1942 is a different significant year. A traumatic yet transformative moment in Jewish history. 1949 and 1950, this tetrad followed the establishment of the State of Israel, marking the Jewish people's return to their homeland after nearly 2,000 years. In 67 and 68, blood moons during this period coincided with the Six-Day War when Israel regained control of Jerusalem. These alignments have led many to view such events as divine markers, highlighting significant milestones in Jewish history. And I think that's a key point to understand. They are markers. They signify things. I'm not looking to blood moons and thinking that we need to get prepared for this or do that or do anything at all. And again, I'm not trying to dissuade any of you from doing that. If that's your belief system, great. I don't recommend it. Again, we've seen cults rise. We've seen people make massive changes to their lives based upon what they perceive to be signs. The changes that happen in our lives should be based upon our desire, our heartfelt desire to be better servants, to do more for this world on behalf of our Creator. That to me is a far more significant reason to do things than seeing signs and thinking, it's time to head for the hills. It may be time to head for the hills. But whether or not a blood moon is the signifier of that, that's on you. Let's spread the truth together. You can connect with me on X at JD Rucker, or you could subscribe to my Rumble channel, jdrucker.com/rumble, jdrucker.com/rumble.